sometimes that devil's advocate is not necessarily an official role, but like a de facto role within our company is we hire people who have opposite positive characteristics of ourselves. My most trusted employee, she's my most valued employee on the team as far as the advice that we collaborate with and the breadth of her involvement in the company. As far as positive personality traits, we almost share none of the same positive traits. She's got all the things that I'm bad at. She's good at those things. And she also processes information differently. So she comes from a different bias than I do. It doesn't make it better or worse. But my bias might be when it comes to uncertainty is I want to embrace it. I want to look at how do we adapt and change and grow. And the negative is sometimes I'm going to move into change that's unnecessary and move in too quickly, and I'll leave behind things that were actually working perfectly fine. And her bias is to protect what works really well. She's on the other side, not quite as quick to embrace the change. So the negative for her is she's a little too slow to react, but she's definitely never going to accidentally leave behind something that works well. So when I present ideas, she's almost always the devil's advocate. And I'm almost always the devil's advocate for her on her ideas. And it just works perfect.
It's really terrific. You know, it's funny. I mean, when you're hiring, particularly folks that you're going to work really closely with, there's an initial bias to hire people who are very similar to you. You know, you get along with them really well. You see eye to eye with them. The conversations flow really effectively. But part of the reason that happens is because you agree on a bunch of things, and it's just easier to agree with people than to disagree. And I think that one of the things that's important is to have people who are close to you in key decision situations that you respect but don't agree with, that could come at things from a different perspective. And that different perspective might be a personality perspective. They are more motivated. So for example, if you're, Sanger, it sounds like you're very open to experience in the personality realm, that you
Yes.
find new things really interesting. And that your close associate is a little bit more on the closed to experience end of things, appreciating the tried and true. And that is a motivational orientation, can be really powerful to have people who differ in that way, because they will naturally cling to different things. But despite the fact that can be really powerful, it can also be really uncomfortable. And at some point you can find yourself getting frustrated, like just saying, would you just for once agree with me on this?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and the fact is that for important decisions, having somebody agree with you quickly is not a bonus.
Yeah, I think when you look at companies that have a lot of that hiring bias, they end up having overlap in the same type of thinking, the same type of approach to accomplishing things. Sanger and I had a consultant we met with just a few weeks ago. He used a phrase that I liked. He called it constructive conflict, I think was the phrase that he used. And I thought it was good, because what he was encouraging us to do was find ways to facilitate the conflict on purpose so that it was creating a positive outcome. It wasn't destructive, but say, hey, we disagree. Let's talk about how this can be resolved, or a solution.
Like, oh, we disagree. Good. Yes. Oh, here we go. Now there's an opportunity, instead of, oh, we disagree. How do I tiptoe around this one?